Forgive the pun, but which hi-fi stands stand up best for your bookshelf speakers? Well, you could start with something like these Hi-Fi Racks oak Duet stands. They're nothing special, 2 uprights, a base with spikes and a top plinth for rubber mounts. And where do I stand on them? Well, on the top bit, as I'm probably heavy enough to break them. And that's their problem really. They only weigh 3.3 kilograms each, and weight is such an important factor for damping and ensuring the speakers have foundations not to resonate. That means steel is a better component for speaker stands. This is especially worthy of a standout comment if you have decent speakers like Kef's LS50 Metas or the Monitor Audio Gold 100s I've reviewed. How many ways are there to use puns on the word stand? Weight rating, materials used, top plate construction, bass and feet construction, height to blast tweeter treble at ear height, as well as cable management duties and capabilities are all factors to consider. This is a graphic I did in Blender 3D and involves steel plate top and bottoms with 2 uprights. The front is fillable for ballast and the rear for cable management. At the bottom you have spikes and at the top rubber mounts, obviously both to decouple unwanted vibrations. These are actually good types of stands and you'll find them from many manufacturers. They tick the card of cable management too, but the design is somewhat normal and ordinary, conventional. You can fill them with kiln dried sand, which apparently has a density of about 2/3 of Atacama's atabites, small steel spheres for speaker stands. Another way of standing firm on your options, sorry, you see what I did there, is a manufacturer's own design. In my case, a pair of Kef S2 stands for my LS50 Metas. They look okay in different colours and you can actually use the Metas screw points to screw them onto the stands directly. Another bonus thing to look for in stands. Again, these S2 stands are fillable. You could use atabites or kiln dried sand. No more kids knocking them over if you live in a kid infested environment, if I could put it that way. Okay, they are sleek stands and look good, but again conventional looking. Like the more conventional frame type stands some speaker brands use. But what about something more unique from Italian firm Solidsteel? You can get these in different heights, the 525mm SS5, these 625mm SS6s, and yes, you guessed it, another 100mm, the 725mm SS7s. And if your leather couch doesn't make you slip off it to the floor, these are about right for height. Okay, they don't have cable management, but what these stands have is aesthetic design, and achieving contrast to the speaker's design is what stands them apart. Okay, sorry. But I've said before that contrast is an aesthetic aim of good design, and I love the raw finish of these Solidsteels. The patinaed, weathered looks with brass welded joints against the Meta's royal blue and gold finish, they look tremendous. You can get them in painted black and white finishes too. And this SS6 model offers speakers like Kef's LS50 or R3 models. Out of the box they have flat feet, which I think are either temporary or for hard floors. Obviously you replace these with the spikes and nuts, then place these decoupling ball bearings on tops of each upright. Through the top plinth you use a single bolt into an aluminium cylinder on the wooden plinth's underside to conceal the bolt, with a rubber O-ring to the frame. Patafix rubber is supplied to use on the plinth. You can actually fill the tubular uprights with sand into the spike mounting points at the bottom, and Solidsteel say use a metallic powder, obviously to max out density, but because of the tripod style design they're very hard to inadvertently push over. These speaker stands are uncompromising in design and actually opposite at the moment to the video of a Mr. M. Hancock of London. I'm not going into the use and design of other types of hi-fi isolation like Townsend's podium speaker stands or other types for speakers and component isolation. But if you want simple, sturdy, well-designed stands, have a look at these. I actually chose them myself as I just love the design. You know, some hi-fi magazines talk about stands sounding good. This can actually set off a bad image of hi-fi stands to the uninitiated, and a view cheaper ones is all you need. Because obviously it's bullshit that hi-fi stands sound good unto themselves. Obviously they just allow the speaker to perform to its best. But that good steel stands can isolate speakers and increase soundstage and bass response is pretty emphatic in comparing the wood hi-fi rack stands I have to these solid steels. You get a very obvious sense the speaker sounds more like hanging in space with the decoupling going on, and if you haven't ever compared light wood stands to these types of stands, you'll be pleasantly surprised. You know what? This coupled with terrific design, it makes a trade up to designs like these solid steels a very good and economical idea. They come very recommended.